the venue for this very special Lancashire derby in the today First Division. Manchester City are currently 20th in the table, but they have won their last 4 home games in League and Cup. Everton are in 5th place despite a disruptive run of injuries. They're genuine challengers for the championship. This is a derby which pits some of the most promising youngsters in the game against an Everton embroidered with international talent. And for one player in particular, memories will be stirred. Paul Power's last appearance here was in his own testimonial match. For 7 years, he was club captain of Manchester City. Everton signed him as cover for their squad, but he's not missed a match all season. Graham Sharp is crucial to Everton's style. Now a mature forward, an asset to others even when not scoring himself. His strength in the air is a threat against the defence which conceded 3 headed goals last Saturday. For Manchester City, John Gidman is a right back of pace and personality. His spell with Everton ended with the arrival of Howard Kendall as manager. John Gidman has always been a supporter's favourite, and the City fans have really taken to him since he arrived at Main Road 6 weeks ago. Paul Simpson can both inspire and infuriate. It's often the way with natural wingers. City gave him his first taste of the First Division at 16. Now 20, he was voted the Young Player of the Month for October. Today's game is the 10th in Division 1 for Jimmy Frizzell since he took charge of Manchester City. Here's the thinking behind his team selection.
Well, I've gone for a team that has got experience and youth, and with having 2 natural young wingers in David White and Paul Simpson, I felt it was a strength of the side, especially against Everton, to have a go at their 2 fullbacks. And Paul Molden, who has done extremely well for us up front and scored quite a number of goals. I'm looking forward to his game today, and I think he will give us a little bit of strength. We're not going to run any of the 2 of their people, but he has got great feet, and I feel his strength will help us today, which allows me to have 3 players in midfield, which I think will also really help there. And at the back we've got a good strong back 4. We had a little doubt about John Gidman, and that has cleared up this morning. So it's pleasing that John Gidman has taken his place at right back, and a good game for him, coming back to one of his old clubs. And his experience in the team of late has been first class.
Well, for Manchester City, Perry Suckling in goal. Kenny Clements was also a fitness worry, but his greater know-how edges out Steve Redmond. In midfield, Neil McNabb and Tony Grealish will share the workload, allowing Graham Baker to break forward to support the City Cubs in attack. Simpson and the 2 19-year-olds, David White and Paul Molden. Imre Varadi providing experienced forward cover on the bench. Manchester City still paying the price for financial excesses in the past, and home wins are vital for their survival in the First Division. Howard Kendall has greater ambitions for Everton's season and left his team selection until the morning of the match.
Well, I felt that Kevin Langley's performances in the last few weeks really have taken a little bit of a dive, and I felt it was just at the right time now to bring him out and give him a rest and make a change. There's a few options open to me. We had Warren Aspinall and Dave Watson available to us, and also Neil Poynton, and I plumped for Neil Poynton to come in the left full-back position today. Paul Power can play all along the left-hand side, and he'll push further forward into the left-hand midfield position, which I'm sure he'll be capable of doing a good job here on his return to Manchester City.
Everton then will Neville Southall in goal. Neil Poynton at left-back, hasn't started a First Division game since March. Paul Power now in a four-man midfield, which has Trevor Stephen and Kevin Sheedy, usually the two wide men in the engine room. But the strike force is, as usual, Graham Sharp and Adrian Heath, with Paul Wilkinson, the substitute. Well, with their injuries, Everton will be satisfied at being 5 points off the pace at this stage, particularly as three of their absent internationals, Peter Reid, Gary Stevens and Paul Bracewell, are starting comebacks in the A-team this afternoon. The referee is John Lloyd, who has played in the Football League, a handful of games for Wrexham in the mid-60s. Before the start of a match which brings out partisan feelings, a quick view from onlookers with particular interests.
I think obviously with throwing the two young wide players on David White on the right and Paul Simpson on the left, I think they're looking to exploit Everton down the flanks and hopefully get the balls into the penalty area for young Paul Molden, really. I think hopefully the chance will come nice and early so Paul can get the opportunities.
I think if it can be won if we get Neil Adams in the game and we can get a lot of good balls into our front players. Also for City, they've got a couple of good wingers, and I think they need looking after. That can be won on their side as well.
Heath is onside, Sharp going for the near post, and Goodman blocking the danger area twice. His injury worry, a damaged right thigh, and he was out on the pitch this morning, testing it out. Derek Mountfield had come forward, couldn't make contact. Poynton going in with a foot raised, but the referee saw nothing wrong. And Suckling's hesitated, Adams setting up the chance, and the goal is from Adrian Heath. Perry Suckling, who had what he described as the worst game of his short league career last Saturday at Arsenal, found himself in no man's land then. He started to come, and then realised he'd made a mistake, an error of judgment, a good early cross from Adams, and swept in by Heath. He scored now the last three Everton goals here in the First Division. McCarthy drops easily for Heath, who picks out Adams, three waiting for the cross for Everton. Adams, who's really learning his trade in the spotlight of the First Division. Harper. City really needing to hold it up further forward to give their back four time to settle down. Harper can keep the pressure on. Sharp up above Clements. Stephen, possibilities again for Everton here. Heath. Stephen. Well, it was a strange route by which the ball eventually arrived with Perry Suckling. Heath's header, one would have thought, was directed at goal and going well off target until Stephen, who'd been at the hub of the move earlier, stuck out a foot. Heath came in here, and it was a straightforward stop for Suckling. Wilson. White, winning it in the air against Poynton. Molden scurrying across, making Ratcliffe hurry his clearance. There was a better angle in the pass then to suit White. Goodman almost caught McNabb unawares. Simpson coming in. Here's Sharp holding it up skillfully. Good running ahead of Stephen by Adams. And Adams is in the clear. Another chance for Everton. And he looked again to repeat the dose towards players arriving in the middle. Sheedy was there, but so too was Adrian Heath. And maybe Neil Adams passing the ball here and passing the responsibility. He didn't seem to want to go on and take the chance himself. Simpson. Molden, neatly done. Simpson. The harassing from McNabb. Kidman, White pulling wide on the right. And options on both sides for Manchester City. Here's Wilson. Baker. Grealish. Not a goal scorer by instinct. Stephen. And here's Sharp. Wilson the defender. And Wilson the winner. That was just the sort of scare that Manchester City could do without. But the sort of defending from Clive Wilson that they will appreciate. It's not always the strongest part of his game. Here's Grealish! The home side beginning to settle now. With all three midfield players involved here. Grealish a foot or so wide. Pointed. Again Wilson in the right place. And that's a push surely on Molden. No. But City have possession. Wilson, Simpson outside him. And Adrian Heath working back. Credit to him, but not to Wilson, or perhaps his teammates who might have given him a call. And then Paul Power's back heel doesn't come off. McNabb, Kidman with space. White to his right. Molden and Baker in the middle. This is David White. The quick corner to McNabb. Baker. Well, the corner was taken so quickly that neither Clements nor McCarthy, who was setting off from the back to lend height, could get there. Sheedy. All wide midfield players will tell you they love the extra involvement in the centre, as Trevor Steven is getting and Kevin Sheedy today. But that was rather lackadaisical, and Simpson, and now Molden might profit from it. Molden against Mountfield. And with a scoring run like he's had at Main Road, 6 goals in his last 4 home games, he's really entitled to try the ambitious shot. He's judged this time by McCarthy. Heath, Sharp, poor Adams. Sharp's touch alone deserved the goal. A short, simple side foot, but delivered with great awareness. After Heath had got the ball back to him, Sharp sent Adams in, and the finish was hurried. Adams. Wilson's had to be schooled in his defending. It's out of play to Wilson's relief. For a long time it looked as though Clive Wilson was going to, as we look again at Adams, Clive Wilson was going to make his career in midfield. And it might yet happen that way. He's got such a good left foot. And left-sided defenders are hard to come by. On from White, and Molden is clear. And shows the clinical finish that marks him down as a tremendous prospect. He's hardly had a sight of goal. It was wonderfully done. He raises the eyebrows. Manchester City are level with 5 minutes to go before half-time. Well, Paul Molden is buying Manchester City some time. They badly need some of their young players to do the jobs of fully grown men. Molden is coming through. And after Everton had scored 5 minutes into the half, City equalised with 5 minutes of it remaining. City must keep their concentration though here, particularly Suckling. One or two complaints about the way Sharp jumped in. Suckling certainly felt it. Suckling still just trying to get the muscles moving again. Sharp certainly entitled to jump to challenge for the ball, but he does have a bit of a reputation in the game, Graham Sharp, of jumping into players as well. Sharp. In fact, the pass was intended for Poynton. Heath got it there in the end. Clements. First to recover, though, was Trevor Stephen. Harper. And the flick was from Heath, and it was going in. Till blocked. Brought away by White. Only Molden ahead of him for Manchester City. He gave his side some breathing space then. Well, City know that their young players will get better. They've got a lot to learn, and the good, honest core of professionals around them are giving them space in which to show their skills now. Grealish, who comes into that category. Simpson was running into a congested area, but Grealish saw the opportunity for the direct strike. Mountfield. It is half-time. Everton went into the lead with Adrian Heath's 6th goal of the season. But Paul Molden tied it up 5 minutes before half-time. And the schoolboy scoring sensation shows that he can score in the First Division. And that is a great finish. Well, let's get a view on the first half from down on the touchline.
So I think you've got to pursue the policy of hitting early balls to the front man. Young David White's caused an awful lot of problems with his pace down that right. In fact, in the air he caused a problem with nicking the ball on from that long clearance to Paul Molden for the goal. I'd like to see them continue the early play to the front man, causing the back defence at Everton an awful lot of problems.
I think we need to step the pace up a little bit. I think for the first 20 everything was going well and we got the goal, and I think we need, as I say, we need to just pick the pace up. I think we've kept their wide men reasonably quiet, and sure, I think the boss will liven the lads up for the second half and take it from there.
Level then at half-time. 5 of the last 6 meetings here in the league between these two clubs have ended as draws. But City certainly finishing the first half in a psychological ascendancy. Well, Gary Lineker has gone, but Adrian Heath's contribution lives on. Kidman. White onside. Molden and Baker looking for the cross. So too was Southall. He does like to get the ball in quickly, David White. Sheedy. Trevor Stephen had made the forward run, and Clements a little too casual. But City are buzzing. Baker, Simpson away to the left. And he'll have to wait. McNabb, who's an emerging influence on this match. Wilson, into the feet of Molden, which is how he likes it. Grealish, from one side, then to the other. But Everton aren't unlocked yet. White, they might be now. Just touched away at the very last by Harper. McCarthy's interception. Sheedy. And Heath coming in again. Adrian Heath is very perceptive. It's a problem for defenders like Clements. Mountfield. It drops for Heath. Trying to link up here with Harper. Mountfield and Sharp repositioning in the middle. Adams is there, and Sharp! The shot had to be taken quickly. And the value of getting numbers forward shown here. Manchester City kept at full stretch, and when the ball dropped, it dropped Everton's way. So Jimmy Frizzell in the glasses at the back of the Manchester City bench there, getting the chance to manage in the First Division at the age of 49. Stephen. McCarthy had to keep his eye on an awkward bounce. Harper. Everton pressing City back, and Baker slapping it behind for the corner. I'm wondering what the fuss was about. Well, the near post might be the key area here. Suckling, an excellent save. It was the key area. Trevor Stevens' back header. On target until the intervention of Suckling. Power. It's a great ball from Sheedy. Heath at the near post. Good defending, Kenny Clements. Sheedy flicked the switch then from midfield. Poynton. And they've left Heath, not for the first time, but all Everton get is a corner. Again, the mass of bodies around the near post area. Power. It's Wilson who got drawn across to get it away. Well, the scoreline, a fair reflection on a tight match now. And a match that's been full of incident. And more to come. With power, he comes back with a goal that he could hardly turn and celebrate. Well, they were celebrating on the bench. Paul Power. He's been involved with Manchester City in one capacity or another for some 15 years, but now he's Everton through and through. And through his left foot, they lead 2-1 at Main Road. And Suckling fell late, and it brushed his hands on the way in. (2-1) after 68 minutes. Power has the chase back now to help protect the lead that he's given to Everton. Gidman. Here's White. Sheedy, and there are a few players in the world who can hit a pass like that. And it's Power again. Let down by his first touch. It was Heath who picked him out, just as Sheedy had picked Heath out. Stephen. Everton with a spring in their steps again. Sheedy. Here's Heath. Tried to take too much time, and it ended in a tangle with Grealish down as well as Heath. Both players happily back upright again. And here comes Roy Bailey to supervise the introduction of Imre Varadi for a rather disappointing Paul Simpson. There are plenty of good days ahead, I'm sure, for Simpson. But Everton, down his side of the field, were a tough nut to crack today. The third goal here for Everton would surely put it beyond Manchester City. And Mountfield should have provided it. He's understandably angry with himself. City's marking was lacking, and Mountfield from very close range. It's the number 6 that's being held up, so it's one Paul for another. But Paul Power has certainly made an impact on his first division return here for Everton. He did play here in his own testimonial match before the season started, a match in which Paul Wilkinson scored twice in an Everton win. Sheedy. Not had so many opportunities to strike at goal today, Kevin Sheedy. He is Everton's top scorer, and Sharp played onside by McCarthy. Unselfishly delivered for Heath, and that wraps it up. And that really is the essence of Everton. They force you into mistakes, and they have the quality to make the most of chances when they do come their way. All credit to Graham Sharp. He gave the opportunity to Heath, the goal to Heath. And with 5 minutes remaining, surely there's no way back for Manchester City from this. No chance for Suckling. And the scoreline now a reflection of the current league status of these two clubs. Sharp. Is there still more to offer from Everton? Heath, remember, is on a hat-trick. And had a better chance of getting it if he'd been able to take the ball in a direct line to goal rather than the first touch, which forced him wide into a crossing position. McNabb. White. Well, that was extraordinary. It certainly needs a second look to see how it stayed out. Derek Mountfield will know exactly what happened. White, another indication of his potential. And it was flicked on by Molden, and then it ended up in Southall's arms. Wilkinson. And it's beyond a retreating Clements. Stephen. And it drops for Adams. Harper, a sensible early ball, and this time the luxury of a strike at goal. Not from Harper, but from Kevin Sheedy. Everton have been efficient for much of the game, stylish in front of goal, and they have taken advantage of what chances have come their way. White. City looking for a sting in the tail, and David White can't provide it. It was August 1972, the last time that Everton won a First Division match here. The 2 goals from Adrian Heath have done the trick, ending that fruitless run, and one which will, I'm sure, get its share of the headlines from the returning Paul Power. Paul Molden on target for Manchester City in the first half, but their struggle to stay alive in Division 1 is going to be a tough one. Let's go down again for the last time to our men on the touchline.
The 2 or 3 times second half they did get in then. Unfortunately, the ball in played across into the Everton defence. It was cut out, and unfortunately didn't get the capitalise on the chances that came that way. And the ultra efficiency of Everton kept going right to the 90th minute.
It's hard. I thought Adrian Heath and Graham Sharp worked well up front, and Kevin Sheedy sitting in the middle spreading it about. But it's hard to pick one because it was a good team effort.
Well, here comes Jimmy Frizzell, straight from the Manchester City dressing room. A chance to get perhaps an answer or two to City's problems today. Jim, your first reaction?
Very disappointed with the goals we lost. I don't think you can make mistakes like that against teams in the 4th Division. And we made mistakes against Everton, who are probably one of the best in the 1st Division. And rightly so, we paid for them. In a game that I thought at least we'd have got a draw out of, the way the game was going, but I thought we played some good stuff at times, but made some dreadful mistakes at the back.
Young players will make mistakes, and of course you have a young goalkeeper who's having a bit of a harrowing time at the moment.
Yes, he made a couple of mistakes today, but I've said to him he's just got to get his chin off the floor, and the game has gone now. We've lost 3 points, and the only thing that's important is the next Saturday's game. But very disappointing today, because I thought when young Molden, really with his first chance in the game, had a great finish and scored a great goal, and I thought we were on the road to maybe a chance of getting 3 points out of it. But when you make mistakes that we made today at the back, you can't expect anything.
And rubbing salt in the wound was the old favourite here, Paul Power.
Well, I think it showed you probably the loyalty he had in a way to the club, but the fact he'd played so many years here, that when he did score, there was very little jubilation from him. I think he would maybe rather have hit it wide, but he's got to realise he's an Everton player, and Everton he has to give from now on has got to be to Howard Kendall and Everton.
Paul Power, I have seen goal scorers look more delighted when the ball's gone in the back of the opponent's net.
Yeah, I think I would have obviously preferred to score against Liverpool or Manchester United, and I would have shown a little bit more emotion, no doubt, but it was one of those things. I came here, I wasn't really expecting to play in the middle of the park until yesterday. The manager asked me to play up for a more attacking position, and I found myself in that situation. People, since the game's finished, have likened the goal to the goal that Dennis Law scored against Manchester United when they were relegated. But I don't see it as serious as that, and obviously had it been in that situation where City weren't able to recover, then I would have been bitterly disappointed, because I've got a lot of friends here and a lot of good memories, and obviously I wouldn't want to do anything to harm their chances. But certainly the way they played today, I don't see that there's any doubt that they'll stay up.
Let's have a look at the goal. Tell us your memories of it.
Well, it was just a case of getting up in support of the front players, really, and Graham Sharp played the ball to me there. I just let it run into the space and hit it first time. I was a little bit surprised that the ball went in, because I thought Perry Suckling might have got his hands to it and pushed it away, perhaps, you know, but obviously I was delighted, just disappointed that it happened against Manchester City, that's all.
Well, Paul, we can show you now some great days in this fixture for Manchester City when you were in the sky blue. Let's go down ITV's memory lane.
Jeffrey's pushing it through for Donachie. Needs a good cross now, and that's a useful one, but Rankin can only push it away. Doyle! Doyle, a beautiful goal! And Doyle Shaping to take the throw in, but Young takes it, and Lee has made something of this. Lovely run. Hill must score, and he's got it. Makes the space and puts over a beautiful cross for Bell, and boom! Tony Book to take the free kick for Manchester City. Hopped on by Bell and away. Back again to Book. Lee in the middle. And that's an own goal! Put in by Tommy Wright. His second own goal in 2 Saturdays. As the cross comes over, the wind perhaps catches it, and it goes off the top of Tommy Wright's head. Summerby. Lee. Davis waiting in the centre. Freddie Hill there too. And Lee now has wriggled free. And Hill! This will be the second. 21 minutes gone, and Manchester City now in comfortable command. Lee. This is Darracott for Everton. Wright heading it on for Lyons, and he's got it. Lyons the scorer, his second league goal of the season. Scott. Top surface very slippery, adding to the players' troubles, but here's a good break by Carrodus. Bell is in the middle if Carrodus can cross. Marsh has gone out there to help him, but he has played the cross to Lee. Brought it down well and turned well, and it's in off the hands of the goalkeeper, but Francis Lee's goal. There's the cross from Carrodus. Good control here by Lee. He gets round Newton, hits it hard, and it goes off the arms of Lawton into the net for Lee's 6th goal of the season. Whittle. Well played, Hurst. Scott. Good header by Connolly and Belfitt. Good play by Hurst starts it. A good cross from Scott carries it on. But this is where it was well done. The back header by Connolly and Belfitt showing what he was bought for. Rodney Marsh. Book. Again, the cross going in close to the goalkeeper, but not too close, and it's stuck in by Lee. It hit Hurst on the back from Marsh's shot, and Lee scored. 2-1. Summerby. Donachie. Doyle. And Summerby losing Scott. Scott getting back for a second try. Good cross from Summerby. That'll be an own goal. Put in by Newton. And so for the second successive year, Everton give Manchester City a goal on their own ground. From Summerby's cross, it's Henry Newton diving to put it out for a corner, I suppose, but getting it beautifully past Lawson. 5 men in the wall and Sergeant Major Lee on the end. It's far from 10 yards back. Kendall. Connolly's header off the bar and put in eventually. Put in, I think, by Kenyon. Good header by Connolly. Corrigan can't get it away as it comes down off the bar, and it's put in eventually by Kenyon to make it 3-2. Headed away by Booth. Stewart to Marsh. Stewart again. Summerby, Royal, and Bell coming. Royal, down for Bell. Summerby, still Summerby. Bell, into the net! "17 minutes gone, and Everton never really got this under control. City were improvising, several players had a go, and it was Bell's left foot which finally put it past Di Davis, who must have been unsighted. Bell's header. Dobson. Royal nodding it down for Stewart. And Stewart, a good shot! Yes! Nodded down for him by Royal, and a cracking right foot, which the goalkeeper again seemed to see late, as Everton have their 10th corner of the game. Evidence that they've built up pressure, but they haven't really been able to turn it into clear-cut, concrete chances. That was very nearly an own goal. In fact, it was, I think, by Horsmill. And yes, that was certainly Horsmill, and maybe Donachie as well. Alan Oakes, and City with 5 men forward, and Donachie coming to make the overlap and play the cross. Left it too late. Now he gets it over. Booth in! Such a simple goal, and Tommy Booth, the all-purpose stand-in, does the trick again. Donachie played the first cross. When it came back to him, he hit the long one over, and Pearson was left as Booth got a foot to the ball and side-footed it easily past Lawson. Asa Hartford will have his name in Mr. Tosland's book. Oh, can't see because he had his back to us. And in it goes! Hooked in by Telfer, I think. The substitute hooks it in from the free kick. As it was played in, Telfer got a toe to it, and that time Joe Corrigan could do nothing about it. Keegan with the free kick. Aimed towards Royal's head. Half a punch. A shot by Hartford goes in. Once Keegan took the free kick and Lawson came, it needed a good punch. Royal was there making it difficult, and the punch just came out to Hartford, and he poked it back past the goalkeeper. 1-0, 9 minutes gone. Oakes. Hurst only got half a foot to it, and it's a chance for Royal. Penalty. Lyons pointing to the skid mark just outside the area, but I think that foul was so deliberate that the award of a penalty is no injustice. It gives Dennis Stewart a chance to score his 19th goal of the season, which he does. Onside, Royal with a chance here, and he takes it. Another terrible gap in the middle of the Everton defence, and Joe Royal strides through to get the goal that will really please him. The ball just plonked into the middle. Royal a quick check to make sure he was onside, and it was then just between him and the goalkeeper, and Joe Royal wasn't going to miss that one. Royal, Hartford, Owen, Kidd. King for for Everton. Mackenzie. Stewart a chance. Royal in the middle. Hartford. Hartford's shot was deflected and in! Dennis Stewart, just a simple lay across to Hartford, and Hartford's left foot shot struck Mike Lyons and was deflected away from George Wood. Joe Corrigan has certainly been active in this game. Another chance for him here. Oh no! Bob Latchford! Thomas has been bombing in those corners, and that one dropped low, and Latchford got down and rocketed the ball up into the roof of the net, and that time even Corrigan's reactions were not quick enough. Now Clements for Manchester City. Hartford. That's a good ball from Hartford. Tucked through for Bell, and Wood with his legs. He gets the header. Shannon did his part, and then when the ball was deflected up into the air, Kidd's head applied the final touch for his 15th goal of the season. And now Daly scores. And Daly makes it 1-0 for Manchester City and goes to get the acclamation of his new fans. Mistake here in the Everton defence, and it was easy for Steve Daly. 3 up for City, 3 defenders back for Everton. 1 by Shinton for Bennett. Daly has come up to make a 4th for City, and Bennett is dancing his way through. Awkward for Lyons, and Henry has scored! City were up there even-handed, 3 against 3, then Bennett did some good work, and it bounced awkwardly there for Lyons. He didn't quite know what to do with it, but Henry did. And Everton aware that here is a chance to blast themselves back into the game. Turn for Kidd, and he's done it! Brian Kidd, against his former teammates, pulls Everton back to 2-1. A touch wide to change the angle, and a trusty left foot from Brian Kidd.
Ratcliffe. Heath let it run for Sharp, and it's back for Heath again, and Everton score a superb goal. Heath's shot after the interplay with Sharp. Heath let it run. Sharp was aware that Heath wanted it back, and the finish was decisive. And the goal coming barely 30 seconds after Manchester City had asked for a penalty at the other end, and the ball appeared to strike the hand of Billy Wright. And here's Bond, who equalises! And he picked the ball up, switched it to his left foot, and Southall was late with the dive. Stephen, and Sharp chases on, and it was Powell's back pass which Lineker has turned into a very costly error indeed. You can't take chances like that when Gary Lineker is around, and Paul Power didn't see him, and Lineker's sharp as attack. And a mistake by Reid Lineker, an astonishing goal. Nicky Reid trod on the ball. Gary Lineker proves the value of chasing on even when the cause seems hopeless. And it must have seemed hopeless to him here when Redmond a little tentatively prodded the ball away from Lineker and Reid trod on the ball. Lineker reacted and Everton lead 2-0. Lineker is onside. It's the hat-trick. City can only hang their heads at the back again. They've been outmanoeuvred by a top-class predator around the opposing goal, who's having a splendid night. Nixon off his line, clinically chipped. Stephen wanting to take on Power, who is only wanting himself to retreat. This is Sharp, 4-0, and Sharp has earned his. And again, Manchester City found wanting in defence. "14 minutes left, and Redmond took one touch too many. Sharp punished him. Everton 4, Manchester City 0. Today's win that has now become part of memory lane brings Everton closer to Manchester City in the overall league record between the two clubs. 42 wins now to City's 46. And it lifts Everton up into 4th place. Arsenal, Forest and Liverpool all won. Jan Molby's 4th penalty of the week against Coventry in a 2-0 victory. West Ham are in action tomorrow at Newcastle. That's the big match live, and you can see it on Granada starting at 2:30. And Manchester City will go bottom if Newcastle win that one. More troubles for Manchester United, beaten at Wimbledon. Some consolation, though. Brian Robson is on the way back. He came on as substitute. Manchester City's hopes of survival may well depend on a new boy, Paul Molden. But today at Main Road, it was an old boy who ruined their day.